I hate judging people on first impressions because usually they're never what they think. They never are what they come off as. People are always surprised to find out that I do or like certain things. I always get that a lot, like, I'm surprised that you used to dance, or I'm surprised that you like this kind of music.
Even if what you think their perception of you isn't correct, you kind of have a feel for the way other people perceive you.
I mean, in a sense, we're all getting a first impression of everyone that we're seeing in this video. Like right now, me, you don't know me. But you have no right to judge me, but you will because of what you're watching in these couple seconds.
And what that you're wearing.
Yeah?
He's going to a Halloween party.
What do you mean? It's July.
I do impressions, but I also, like, sometimes will be doing an impression and I won't notice it. I've done it. I do it all the time. I mean, when I used to work in the children's section at Barnes & Noble, like on a Sunday when there's nothing to do, customers would come up to me and ask me for books, and the British accent is pretty easy to pull off. But then if I was super bored, I would like go for something extreme just to see like what the reaction would be like. Like I'd use like a sort of Scottish accent or like a Northern Welsh accent, and these were upper class like white housewives, you know, in Brooklyn Heights. Sometimes I'd get into really, really interesting conversations, and then I'd feel slightly guilty because like they had such a genuine interest in like in my story, and I'd have to make it up as I went along.
As a musician, I've always said that all artists are like nothing more than a permutation of all their influences. And so just on a basic level as people, I'd say that concept extends as well. And anytime you edit yourself in any way, you're impersonating someone better than you.
From like a language, a linguistic point of view, if you're at you know, with a certain group of friends, you know, you might use a certain set of slang.
I remember in high school when I'd hang out with ghetto kids, I would start to talk ghetto. And it's not even like on purpose, it's just like it kind of came out. Because I guess I was talking with kids that talk like, yo son, come on man, like, nah mean. It wasn't like it was not genuine, it was just because I hung out with them, it rubbed off on me, and so I started to adapt their Ebonics. But when I would hang out with kids, my friends up in Massachusetts, they have like whole different kind of slang there. And I'd actually get made fun of for using New York slang. So I would talk with like more Massachusetts slang when I got up there.
That's proven by people who go to foreign countries. So people go to Ireland and after a while they develop an Irish accent just from being around people who speak it all the time.
I think around everybody I'm pretty much who I am, like no matter what. So I don't think I act differently for anybody really. Like my job, I mean, I'm definitely more professional there and no swearing and all that shit. The irony.
So we're all essentially composites of people that we know and admire. And you pick something up from a movie or a television show or somebody that you really admire, and you just kind of start spouting whatever they spout, and that kind of becomes you.
I have one friend who, he grew up in New York until we were about 12 years old. He's my best friend, and then he moved over to Turkey and became a completely different person in a year. And then he moved to the UAE and became very rich, preppy. He wasn't rich, but he acted like he was this rich, preppy kid because he hung out with a bunch of rich people. And nowadays he's in Penn State and talks like he's this big bro from, you know, I'm from this frat, Sigma Nu, yeah. And so like every few years, depending on where he lived, he would change his personality completely. And his twin brother is the exact opposite, was the exact same way no matter where he went. And had a harder time making friends because he didn't act like the people around him the way Sasha did. Their names are Sasha and Rashid. He was less adaptable, I guess, and stayed exactly the same. So I guess it just depends on who you are and what your personality is like.
I don't know. Maybe life is an impression.
Thank you.